need another cheeseburger.
It's time for the middle class holes.
Oh shit! You know, I had an opportunity, not in one swoop, but over the course of, I think, 2 days and some change, to listen to last week's podcast. Whew, boy, Daddy got a little drunk. Daddy was a little toe up.
I like how you were giving me shit, and I was like, you killed a lot of beers there when you went to get back for, reinforcements. Yeah. And you're like, what? This one's only down to here. This 25 ouncer, I've only drank about, 20 ounces of it. And these other 5, I don't see what the problem is. Yeah. Yeah.
It was rough.
Man. Look, it was either that or, like, I had, an inkling that you might be having a stroke, just because, I mean, things were just whizzing by your head at fucking lightning speed, and you just, nope, not catching a single one.
Or, Alan, this is a play on Wes's part to be like, I wasn't stupid last week. I was just drunk.
It's true.
That's right.
He listened to it, and he was like, I'm stupid as shit. He's got to make something up.
Some people might say I have a problem. Not me, but someone might. Someone else that's not me.
Sarah listened to it and was like, hey, dude, you got to backtrack.
No,
Honey.
It's not so much like I can tell. Like I said, I can tell how drunk I am by how I disperse my clothes when I'm on my way to bed, because it's usually like right from the door all the way leading up to the bed. It's like shirt, boom, pants, boom. Something else, boom. Articles of clothing are just getting thrown off as I'm walking towards the bed, all Bobcat Goldthwait-y style, plopping down and just crawl in. Usually lay on top of something folded laundry.
Hey, man, that's efficient. Okay, if you can shed the clothes like the original Iron Man when he's stepping in and it's just like boo, 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 and everything's coming off.
Yeah.
To me, that's prime efficiency. By the way, I'm down to where I can. I don't want to give you this hard visual here, but I can go underwear, pants, socks, all in one motion. Damn. I stick my thumbs in the sides right by my hips, and then I just go straight down, catch the socks on the way out, and we're off.
That's
perfect.
Dad mode.
It's like a bad talent.
I was like, that just seems odd. Like, what? I mean, I guess it makes sense, perfect sense, but like, it's just an odd thing to think about and create, but hey, good for you, man. Use that beautiful mind.
I do. I think it's.
I'm just saying, I live for efficiency.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
It would be funny if there were happened to post-COVID, there is a talent show somewhere at the Conowingo Fire Department, and there's a singer, someone juggling, someone dancing, someone a couple bands, and then Murr. It's like, all right, everyone, check this out. Yeah, what do you think, huh?
I don't know, man. I think fire department, you might be shooting a little too high. That something like that happens at like a Dewey Loman or like is there a Kiwanis club up there? So one of those guys. Fire department's got carnivals and such, pancake breakfasts. They don't have time for Murr taking his pants and socks off all at once.
And
that's under the assumption that Conowingo has a fire department.
Yeah, maybe.
They just let shit burn around here.
Isn't it Water Witch? Isn't that the nearby? It's not Conowingo, but it's Water Witch Fire Department.
Yeah, but that's technically port. So,
I don't know. Please explain. What's the beef?
No, it's the neighboring town, which I would think is technically smaller than our town, yet gets a lot more clout because. I don't know. I think it's in the Guinness Book of World Records. It may not be in the Guinness Book of World Records anymore, but Port Deposit at one time was in there for being the town that can grow no more.
What does that even mean?
Well, if we want a big historical breakdown of the town of Port Deposit, the town was based. Oh God, I know. You're allowed to roll your eyes. I'll stop.
Yeah,
I'll stop whenever you like.
I'm curious. You brought it up.
So okay, fine.
Yeah.
Most granted, around the turn of the 20th century, came out of Fort Deposit, and the town was built out of a rock wall. And the more granite they took from the wall, more town there was, until the granite company stopped producing granite from the wall and the town thrived. And if they kept getting granite, then the town would have been crushed and the Susquehanna River is on the other side. So that's it. We're done.
Yeah. So you have the town of Port Deposit, which borders the Susquehanna River. It's single lane for the most part, single road, about, I don't know, anywhere from like 40 to 60 yards off the bank of the Susquehanna. And it floods about once every 4 years. Bad, because the Conowingo Dam has to open. That way it doesn't, get blown over. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. It could be a lovely place. There's good rock fishing there. They got a couple bars, couple pizza shops.
Yeah. And I guess technically Port's our bitch. So they got to come put our fires out.
And you know what holiday they don't celebrate? Weirdly enough.
I have a feeling there are several ethnic holidays they don't celebrate, but which one specifically?
You mean Port Deposit's Juneteenth party isn't fucking raging? Damn, that's what I was thinking. I was planning on this year.
It's actually it's Father's Day.
Oh Jesus, Wes!
Whoopsie. Enough about that. Actually, I think we're going down there.
Like an awesome place.
We're going down there for my 20 year, which is this summer. So should be a hoot. 20-year high school reunion. Fucking A. Coming at you. Been doing push-ups and sit-ups every day.
Okay. Is it going to be in the summer or the winter?
August. We're going to do like early August.
Ooh.
You should definitely be the guy that tells everybody about your podcast.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them already know about it. It got brought up in a large Facebook chat that was created about it. And actually some people came out of the woodwork and said they listened to it. Some people that I wouldn't have coined as middle class hole followers. But thank you. I appreciate it. You know, your ears are lovely. Your eardrums are great, gracious, beautiful, wonderful.
We love all four of you. Thank you so much.
That's right. Class of Perryville High, 2001. Keep it coming.
Keep those listens coming.
Give yourselves a hand. Look
now,
how
Wes,
lovely and beautiful.
Did you get a chance to see that thing that I sent Alan, the thing on Amazon Prime Video? It is right up your wheelhouse. It was actually inspired by the video of the guy you showed us dying, jumping off the Eiffel Tower with the wingsuit on. It is an amazing piece of video from a time where there were no rules, no regulations, and they made a lot of money off of buffoonery and idiocy. It's called Crazy Inventions and Daredevil Stunts, Risking Lives and Credibility for the Camera. It's got all the things I love, black and white footage, probably mentally handicapped individuals doing death-defying things. And when I say death-defying, some of them don't defy it. Some of them, and it also has the famous like early 1900s newsreel guy. It's like, and there goes Bobby Johnson with his rocket boat set to break the speed record on water. Ooh, and Bobby's boat just broke apart. He's dead, but he accomplished his mission and set the fastest speed on the water by any human, living or dead.
I saw the link. I haven't checked it out. I was in the middle of a meeting. I was hoping to click on it. I saw Alan clicked on it, and he gave like a Ric Flair woo via Facebook Messenger. Is it that good? I mean, I'll check it out. Some of that stuff's great. Some of that stuff's not so great. I mean, I'm glad you get a kick out of it.
I only caught a little bit of it, but you got me hook, line, and sinker when you give me sepia tone, old timey guys like leaping to their death for fucking skipping across water at high speeds, like it just dying all the way. So yeah, I'm here for all of those things, like the Eiffel Tower guy, whose wingsuit, aka his extra fall material, like that. Give me that all day. Guys walking on tight ropes. Yep. Fall off, please.
There's definitely a lady whose crib was painted not just in lead paint, just in lead. And she has on this like contraption that she designed in what I can only imagine was like a shanty by the sea, and says that she has now harnessed the power that the Greeks have left behind for us to harness to take to the skies. And it's just her running around a field, flapping her arms, doing nothing, and then jumping off a very high object and basically breaking both of her knees. It's amazing.
Is it mostly like just fails, or is it like serious shit? Because I saw a wingsuit video the other day that was like fucking, I mean, I'm for some morbid shit, but it was kind of crazy. It was like two guys wingsuiting, and then one dude, I don't know what happened, hit a pocket of air or something and crashed into the side of a mountain, and his buddy had to continue wingsuiting for like 2 minutes before he could like get to the ground. So it's like 2 minutes of this guy being like, no, like bawling over watching his buddy die. And it was fucking dark. Yeah, I'll try to find that one for you, but it's troubling. So
sheesh.
there's lines that we walk here. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Welcome to the Middle Classholes, I think, right?
Middle Classholes, Foxman, Alan Murr. If you'd like to watch death about 75 to 100 years ago, caught on reel to reel, 8mm, this is the way to go. Murr, go ahead. One more plug. Give it a go.
No, I mean, there's not a lot of death in there. I think there's a lot more mental illness than death, to be honest with you, which is actually darker than the death. The death stuff, the people who almost die or actually do die in this are the most sane of them all. They just trapped in an era where, you know, there was no OSHA regulations. Videographers didn't really give a shit if you died or not. Television companies weren't concerned about, you know, terrifying the public with dismemberment and such. But it's called Crazy Inventions and Daredevil Stunts, Risking Lives and Credibility for the Camera. Yeah, give that one a go, man. It's there's some misses in there. Like there's some guy who invented a machine that apparently mimics clapping. I found that this was an easier way of doing it than doing it myself.
And then,
God damn it.
And then some jackass put it on a hat with a pull string. Before I forget, I mean, we could talk about this nonsense all day. Have you guys ever seen a Chicago Bulls symbol turned upside down?
Yes.
I have not, but just picturing it in my head, I think.
Check this out. It is it is actually an alien raping a crab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw a robot reading a book, but if you want to...
Oh, yeah, I do see that too.
I can see the robot, but no, I didn't see the alien getting that crab booty.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But now I see some sweet blue crab loving.
What do you think the robot's reading? Now I'm so intrigued. This robot has so much personality, and I never saw him until just a second.
Yeah, he's reading about crustaceans mating. I think probably crustacean mating season. I just thought
pensive look on his face.
Thought that was nifty. Yeah, you know, it does have. I mean, pensive. I suppose if he doesn't have a mouth, it's just two dark eyes looking at nothing. Sitting there like, you like that? I heard you crustaceans can't feel anything. Do you feel that?
Two dark eyes looking at one brown eye.
Ugh. This actually yesterday went to a movie theater for the first time in a year and some change. Felt pretty good. Do you guys have any plans on going to a movie anytime soon? You're going to kind of let that play out and see how it goes.
If they keep putting them online, I'm probably going to keep watching them online. But the only thing that's going to coax me into a movie theater is a hot, fanciful new Marvel movie. That's about it right now.
Yeah,
you had mentioned it.
I need to see Iron Man and or Thor, like do stuff, or fucking, and it really a Michael Bay film will work. And I just like the only reason to go to movie theaters is to watch shit blow up in fucking like ultra def sound surround.
Well, I saw A Quiet Place too. Would that intrigue you at all?
Okay. for a slower, well, I know it's not a slow paced movie, but no, a horror movie.
Yeah,
Yes, makes sense. Makes sense in a theater. It's dark. You got some creepy crawlies going around, and you have people touching in the darkness. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by creepy crawlies and people touching you in the darkness, but I guess I don't know what fucking movie theaters you're going to. It's like
the good ones.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's actually. I don't know if I should tell the story. Apparently,
tell it.
Okay, Dewey told me this, and this is for those of you who don't know, my father passed away a few years ago. So when I hear a story about him that I'd never heard before, because I feel like I heard it all, I had a lot of long nights chit chatting with him over a few beers. Dewey said him and his buddy Everett, who actually recently passed away this year, God rest his soul. They used to take night trips or weekend trips up to New York City, and they would. Because it was a 4:00 last call, and it still is, they would party all night, and rather than get a hotel room, they would just get a ticket to like a 24-hour XXX double feature, and then pass out in the back of the movie theater. Meanwhile, creepy crawlers are pulling their hood like, ugh, and these two clowns are all drunk in the back of the theater, like catching some Z's until 11 a.m. so they can go out and do it again.
I had heard that one before, and that's God, man. Like, I know where you and your brother get it. Like, just Jesus, God. I mean, what great logic, though. I mean, it sounds insane,
yeah,
but it's really efficient. It makes perfect sense, especially for you Fox boys who can pass out anywhere at any time, given enough alcohol in the bloodstream.
Nah, it's genius, quite frankly, as a as a once, alcohol loving, fucking shit starter. That sounds like a solid plan. Like if I had thought of that and I was in a situation in life where like that worked out for me, that's how we played it. Fuck it. Yeah, absolutely. Keep your mouth closed,
Right.
That's about it. But fucking good to go. Wake up refreshed.
Yeah.
Walk back out. Hit
And
the bar.
I find there's somewhat equal parts disgust and intrigue that these two guys were like, not like they pretty much had. There's no shame. I'm having a tough time finding the vocabulary word to describe their train of thought, and that just knowing that there's probably some other men in that theater pleasing themselves. Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to catch a few Z's from 5 a.m. till 11. All right, I'm just going to stand in the back and mind my own biz and pass out. When I wake up, the sun will be shining and we can start drinking again.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, the moans on the screen are going to dampen any moans in the seats. Mm-hmm. And then, nobody wants you looking, like mind your business. Everybody's in there to literally mind their own business.
Right. True.
So, in a way, and you got to think of the era they were going up there. What was that, like the mid-'80s?
No, this is going to
like
be
early mid
early 70s. No, my dad was married in 74.
Oh shit!
So let's
let's be honest. I still wouldn't put it past him in like 84 to be like, hey, you want to take a pop up to New York?
Want to break out the training wheels again?
Yeah, so that's like the seediest time in like New York's history. So yeah, that might even have been safer than any like rat-infested fleabag fucking hotel motel room they could get in the city.
True.
And for like what, $3? $3 for
a double feature
night stay and
Ugh. And I got it. And also, I got to suspect that for these two guys, knowing them as well as I knew them, the backgrounds of XXX pornography was probably the same as putting on one of those CDs of waves in melodic tones. That's like, oh, this is it. This is soothing. Here it is. Yeah,
that's solid. That's good stuff.
All right,
I like to hear it.
We're going to get to one of the tidbits of news, if you want to call it that, prior to We got Adam on, who's coming on here in a little bit for asking for a friend bit. Murr, you pass this along to us. This is coming by way of SWNS Digital. Where do you find these sources beyond me? It's got an American and a Great Britain flag up top. So does that mean it's what? It's in...
it's English speaking. That's about it. I have no idea.
Gotcha.
It's probably based in like the Falkland Islands somewhere. Who knows?
Falkland Islands, off of Argentina. Great. Nearly half of Americans convinced dinosaurs still exist in a remote corner of the world. You heard it. You heard that correctly, folks. Researchers who polled 2,000 adults found 4 out of 10 think prehistoric animals existed between 2,000 and 10,000 years ago, rather than what we have been taught, 230 to 66 million years ago. 1/5 believed dinosaurs only became extinct 100 years ago. That's right, 1921, the same year the Yankees were winning the World Series. The last dinosaur on Earth perished. 54% also believe all dinosaurs only lived in Africa, Mexico, and North America, unaware their bones have been found all over the world. I could go on and on. Man, this is on par or worse than when Jimmy Kimmel has people point to a map and say, "What is a country?" Or can you point to a continent? What the fuck are these people being taught?
Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And this, I mean, I think freedom is a right by all sentient beings that should be given just willfully and dutifully. However, sometimes I wonder if this is going to be the downfall of human civilization, like the not the access to information, but the access to each other. Like, this seems to be the problem with Facebook and all your social media platforms, is that we'll call them a 50%er. So a person who thinks that dinosaurs were alive when Babe Ruth was hitting home runs is also informing me about news positions and political dissertations they've had by the water cooler and trying to inform me based on their stupid intellect. And that seems to be, I don't know. You're on the internet. I mean, they don't trust anybody and they don't do any research. I don't know how to formulate this at all. Now, it makes my and Alan's belief in the probability of Bigfoot a lot less ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, Bigfoot's real, so we can just get that out of the way. But like you said, Burr, I mean, oh God, we're dumb. We're dumb people. I mean, I've said it a lot on this show. I've been saying it a lot for like a while. But yeah, social media does not help. I agree with Murr. Me and Murr on the same page here. Bigfoot's real, and fucking social media is definitely the downfall of humanity. But it is careening the United States populace into fucking just awful place. Like, we are fucking just, our freedom is a real detriment at this point in time. Like, we are fucking up.
This is,
and I'm not saying we need to take it away. I say we just, let it run its course.
People like to laugh at the movie Idiocracy because it's a great movie and it's extremely funny. But it's statistics like this, and it's video like what I see that Jimmy Kimmel puts out about once a month of people on the street that makes me believe that after all of us are long gone, 500 years from now, man, the gene pool is going to be shallow. It's going to be like a wading pool or a little duck pond or something. I mean, okay, let's just say this. The one that got me, one that stood out, was people who thought, well, some of them, a fifth, 20% think that they became extinct 100 years ago. Okay, yep, you're right. Babe Ruth got traded to the Yankees from the Red Sox for $100,000 and 2 players to be named later. And folks, you heard it right here. The last velociraptor passed away in Colorado in a holding cell. That's it. Dinosaurs are extinct. Good night, everybody. I mean, that's the newsreel that happened. But the other one, okay. Was it 4 out of 10, 40% think they went extinct between 2,000 and 10,000 years ago. All right. I'm not even asking you to be all that specific or smart. You could say millions. Well, how many millions? I don't know, man. Fucking 10, 20, 30, but millions of years ago they passed away. That's acceptable, even though, 20 million, 30 million selling it short by this 230 to 66 million years ago. But fuck, 2,000 to 10,000? I mean, we weren't throwing spears at fucking T-Rexes.
Or were you there? How do you know?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking right here. So you say, well, yeah, survey found that 3 in 10 adults believe dinosaurs walked the earth at the same time as prehistoric humans, despite there being around 65 million years between them. So yeah, like, I get where Wes is coming from. People were like, I would understand if people were like, yeah, hundreds of thousands of years, a million years ago. Cool. All right. So at least you understand that it was a really fucking long time ago. But when you're talking 2,000 years ago, come on, guys.
That's right.
Come on, guys.
That's how the Roman Empire died, because T-Rex is fucking rampage. It wasn't even a Trojan horse. It was a Trojan Triceratops.
It wasn't even something it was just brontosauruses just walking through.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a herd of them.
Are some of those creationists? Like, could that be why some of those numbers are higher?
So I was going to say the 2000s was like, I wanted to be like, all right, what's the percentage of them that are evangelical Christians? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, well, nope. God and stuff. Jesus. The AD. So that's how it works. So I didn't make it that way. Bible said it, even though it didn't.
What makes people this dumb? Because, okay, and I'm not asking it like to be completely disparaging, but okay, we're just some middle-class assholes, and we know this stuff, and we retained it, and we're not confused by it, but a lot of people that are of similar make and model of the three of us obviously believe all this stuff. So where did they go wrong? Like, I mean, are they making these facts up in their head? I really do. I really want to wrap my head around this.
I think some of this stems, not all of it, but some of this stems from the obsessive desire to be the smartest guy in the room. And no matter how much facts are thrown in your face, like, nope, I read this somewhere. I'm using logic. I know. You know dick. You ain't shit.
Well, playing off West, like, yes, social media also allows you, like you said, like, now people don't look up anything. So, well, I seen it on Facebook. I seen it on you. So some guy fucking posted it on a meme on Facebook. So it's definitely true. So like we stopped doing research because fucking social media and like Wikipedia, even that fucking made it just easy for people to be like, yeah, check that out. Fucking, even though somebody just altered it 15 minutes ago and it tells you that, you're like, yep, yeah, this is definitely fucking accurate. But also like, just stop and think for a second. Like, think of the kids you went to school with. You know which ones they are. You know exactly which motherfucking ones they are. Like, there's just the kids that, like, parents didn't fucking care. Or, they were like, yeah, well, we'll keep them alive, but we're definitely not going to help them with stuff. You know what I mean? And fucking just downright idiots. Or the ones who were just like, I mean, we're a little bit of the generation, too, where, like, we didn't get told we had ADHD or ADD or dyslexia. Like, the kids just be there fucking reading on fucking third grade levels in 8th grade, and they're like, fuck him. He's fine. Just get him out of here.
Get him out of class.
Yeah, we were still on the edge of like, nobody really cares. Just, they're fine.
Yeah, but and then I also have to ask this too, like with the article, from the unknown website that I sent that to you from. Could this also be like one of these situations? Remember when Stephen Colbert would get, like when he was still on the Daily Show or Colbert Report or whatever, and he would sit down with people and he'd be like, George W. Bush, great president or greatest president? Like, you have to, like, the interviewers are forcing you to give an answer, like, so how long ago do you think the dinosaurs lived? Oh, I really don't know. Well, if you had to guess, 100 years ago? Okay, thank you. Like, they really don't know, but they're forcing an answer out of them, so they come out fucking dumber than they would have been just by pleading their own ignorance.
I mean, maybe, but think about if I was like, Murr, when did dinosaurs walk the earth? Yeah, nope, you don't know. Okay, just give me a guess. You would probably be like, a couple million years ago.
Yeah.
Acceptable. That's perfectly
Fair.
fine. The word
Fair.
million is in there,
Yeah.
plural, especially. Fuck good. You're good.
Right.
Hundreds of years, 100 years ago. What, like, guys.
Yeah. And if you were able to, like, okay, not even kind of like what is it when you say kingdom, class, kingdom, phylum, genus, the biological. If you were able to be like, okay, Jurassic, Mesozoic, and then there's like two others. I know it was a lot of millions of years ago. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I get it, and that's actually I'm telling you that from my own knowledge, which is dick. I went to school with, and Alan, you had mentioned this. This sprung something up in my mind. The guy at middle school I went with, and you were like, you know who they are. He told me, he said, archaeologists made up dinosaur bones in order to get rich. Like, man, those are all made up. They just made up those bones. They're sitting there lying to us about dinosaurs just so they could become millionaires. It's like, I don't know how my 13-year-old brain can explain to you that you're wrong. Just know that I'm smarter than you and that you're wrong. That's the best way I could explain it to him.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like, I know from fucking middle school and elementary school and definitely high school, I could probably rattle off like 10 names who all think that 5G causes COVID. 110%. They could show me articles and research, but they're just fucking idiots. They were always idiots. That just is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see like you getting, I don't know, like caught in like a modern conspiracy, but in a conspiracy of ancient magnitude such as this.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just because this has to do with knowledge that was pre-internet. Anything post-internet, I can see somebody falling down the rabbit hole in some weird direction. But anything pre-internet, like that's just based in like genuine knowledge and tangible research, no, that's can't.
Fair. But I'm gonna go out on a pretty sturdy limb here and say that the Venn diagram of the dinosaur 100 years ago people and the fucking like QAnon crazy and like flat Earth is pretty. It's probably just one giant fucking circle. You know what I'm saying? So we're. Not even just modern ones. You know what I'm saying? Like these same people, the ones who are like, yep, feed me that fucking sweet Trump juice, are also like, yeah, fucking the earth is flat and it lays on a turtle's back. And dinosaurs fucking were traded in the trade for Babe Ruth. Brontosaurus steaks, baby. They sent them to fucking New York. Like, it just doesn't, you know, it's ridiculous. And we know who they are.
The follow-up question to the people who say 100 to 1,000 years ago, what's your favorite TV show? Like Jersey Shore? Got it. Like
exactly. They're having a reunion.
It's going to be a specific season of the Real World Challenge. Like not even an actual show. It's just going to be one competition reality season. And you're going to be like, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Got it.
That's the one where Rachel showed her tits? Yeah, I know that one.
Yep, that's the one.
Now listen up, fellas. Do you know the statistics on unprotected sex? Men are 3 to 5 times more likely to bust early. Don't be a pump and dump. Wrap it up. Now, back to more of the Middle Classholes.
Welcome back to the Middle Classholes. Alan Murr, Foxman, joining us from the Big Apple. Our legal correspondent here at the Middle Classholes, Mr. Adam Calvert. Adam, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
All right, so the segment is, of course, Asking for a Friend, where we take questions from our listeners or things that we come across on our day-to-day lives that we find peculiar in the legal world. We present them to you for your advice or for any type of buffoonery that you would like to discuss. Murr has the topics at hand. Murr, I'll pass the baton to you, and you present the cases to our esteemed Esquire. Are you an Esquire? Can we call you Esquire?
Sure. Yeah.
Esquire.
Yeah. There was a joke at my graduation that because it's a Juris Doctorate that now your parents can say you have a doctor and a lawyer in the family, you know, because you're a lawyer and a Juris Doctorate. The lawyer jokes, man.
They're
just
It sounds riveting.
Do another one.
Oh, I know. Well, that joke got about the same reception from the crowd at the law school graduation as it got from you guys.
Yeah,
you should do an open mic night of just doing like dry ass lawyer jokes and just hold face. Just don't don't break,
Mhm.
and just keep going. And by like the fifth bad joke, I guarantee it'd be hilarious.
Oh, make sure to wear like a like pinstripe suit, pocket square, like
Yeah.
like full lawyer, even lawyer clothes that I wouldn't even wear as an actual lawyer, just to make it look more lawyery. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna try to go down to the West Village and do some of that. My lawyer open mic night.
Wear some body armor and keep some pepper spray in your pocket. You're probably going to need it. So let's get to your first topic here. We actually discussed this last week, and we had several questions from a legal perspective. It has to do with a Texas woman who climbed into an El Paso Zoo's spider monkey exhibit, and she hand-fed the spider monkeys, what are they, fire hot Cheetos, the blazing fire Cheetos, the ones that are red in the bag. Not because it's like some coloring, it's just because that's how spicy they are. So that she climbs to the enclosure, and her identity is not being given out. But anyway, they say that she was stupid and lucky, and yada, yada, yada. Our main question, asking for a friend, do zookeepers have the authority to light you up with tranquilizer darts should you enter into an animal exhibit where either you or the animals could be at harm?
No, so you can't use tranquilizers anywhere, actually. And the problem with it is that tranquilizers are really attuned to whatever body weight it is that they're shooting at. So you don't know if a 150-pound person is going to jump into the tiger cage or spider monkey cage, or if a 300-pound person is going to jump in there. And you got to get the calculations right. So that's why you can't use tranquilizers, not only for that, but for anything. The police can't use them or anything like that.
Well, I'll counter with this. Now, some people are allergic to certain items, and I would say like capsaicin, which is what they use in pepper spray. Some people are more sensitive to that. So why is it then that the police are then allowed to spray any old John, Dick, or Harry with a chemical substance that may or may not cause an allergic reaction?
Well, I guess it's a matter of the risks involved, right? I mean, so yeah, some people might be allergic to that, but to the level of dying from it is pretty rare. Whereas, let's say with a tranquilizer, you're probably going to get it wrong like half the time, because if you just hit let's say you get a standard tranquilizer dart, I don't know, we're going to say 175 pounds. See, that's what the average adult person weighs. Well, anytime you shoot somebody who's a little less than that or a lot more than that, it could go bad. So it's just a matter of how often those bad things are going to happen.
So why is it in the movie Old School that when Will Ferrell gets shot in the neck that he passes out that from a trank dart that was obviously intended for a 60 to 70 pound mini donkey?
Well, I don't know. I did not research compound was in that tranquilizer dart in Old School. I'm sure it was in like a footnote in the credits, right? Because I'm sure they would not be. They have to get really specific in that movie. Like no bullshitting science in that movie. I mean, everything's got to be factual to the T. So
I think I can take this one for you, Calvert. So in order to miniaturize the donkey, one has to increase its aggression tremendously. So the dart that was used, from what I understand, would need to, kind of be pumped up. It's really for like the size of a gorilla to take down a mini donkey. Took Will Ferrell right the fuck out.
And I now that I'm remembering that scene, Stifler, and he's forever Stifler. Sean William Scott does say it's illegal. And he, didn't he say like it's the most powerful fucking dart gun in the market, buddy? So, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
The other question I had about the woman who again jumped into the spider monkey pit to feed them flaming hot Cheetos. Now, of course, the zookeepers are going on and on about how these spider monkeys have a specialized diet, so being fed human food causes stomach problems and bowel disruptions and blah, 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 blah. Are these trumped up charges that they're throwing at them? Do certain agencies, we'll say, tend to, I don't know, maybe exaggerate some of the, the damages that are caused in order to have a steeper sentence placed upon the perpetrators?
Sure. I mean, everybody's always advocating for themselves, right? So the zoo is going to advocate for, anything that will make people not want to do this, not want to jump into the cages. I mean, there was one up here in the Bronx Zoo like a year or two ago where somebody jumped into the tiger cage. It's like, why would you want to do that? So I don't know. I guess anything that would help their cause, yeah, they're going to do. I mean, that's not a legal question. That's like human nature, man. You know?
Yeah, I know, but I feel like she's okay. At the end of the day, the lady was just feeding these primates, very similar to ourselves, omnivores, food. So what's the problem? It's a spicy pepper. That's all it was. It was spicy pepper dust. So what's do you have any idea at all of like what kind of I don't know, sentencing this TikToker is going to face for feeding some spider monkeys some flaming hot Cheetos?
Probably not much. I mean, I doubt she does jail time. Yeah.
Really? All right.
That's good to know.
That is good to know. I mean, just asking for a friend. So, you know, if, say, I don't know, someone we know.
It's good to tell my friends who might be likely to jump into a zoo cage.
Although, wait, it was in Texas, though, right?
Yeah, El Paso.
I think it was, yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, okay. I don't know. I mean, they tend to throw the book of people more down in Texas than other states, of course, so...
I was thinking key to the city then.
And I don't like Murr's tone about like, what's the problem? She just jumped into an enclosure and fed an exotic monkey flaming hot Cheetos. I don't understand what the issue is.
He was very cavalier about it.
Well, like I'm just saying, okay, let me ask you this, Mr. Wildlife Expert. What is the natural habitat for a spider monkey? Is it a concrete wall inside of a fake environment that's been built by humans that are being fed without actually having to hunt? What is the proper environment for a spider monkey?
Spider monkeys, they live in the wild, and they mate.
Yeah.
And they pick roaches off each other, and then they have sex, and they eat other seeds and plants and all this other stuff. I don't fucking know, man.
Don't forget, you forgot about the webs, man. They make webs, right? They're called spider monkeys. So they must make webs, right?
True.
They have a thing that shoots out of the wrist and makes webs, and then they crawl in those and climb around and fight crime. They fight crime.
They go down to the aquarium part. They fight Dr. Octopus, under the bridge. They fight the goblins. Everything. They fight all the bad guys.
Yeah. So obviously the flaming hot Cheetos are the worst things for the health of these wild animals that have been ripped from their home environment.
You know what? You convinced me. Let's just have a whole fucking petting zoo of spider monkeys and feed them whatever you want. Bring gummy worms, flaming hot Cheetos, flaming hot Funyuns, mom spaghetti, and have them rap. I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
I think you're letting Murr off the hook too easy here. It's not like they throw these fucking exotic animals into a concrete room and they're like, here, you fucking idiots, take this fruit. And that's it. Like, they build an enclosure with trees and natural habitat for them to fucking partake in. Right. And so flaming hot Cheetos isn't necessarily the next step after captivity. I don't think that we kind of made the leap from, all right, we take them from their natural habitat, so fuck it, feed them Takis. It's totally cool. Like, we've missed a couple steps, I think.
And they up some plexiglass walls and letting toddlers lap their fucking snot-ridden hands against the wall until they throw poop at them. I know, it's fine. You're right. Maybe they liked the human contact. Did you ask the monkeys? Because the zookeeper seemed to know a lot about the monkeys, saying that this broke all their trust. Maybe they enjoyed the flaming hot Cheetos and were glad that someone finally fucking came to visit them. Okay, enough with the primates. Let's move on to some intergalactic humanoids, if you will. Now, I'm sure everybody's aware that very soon, thanks to our great Lord and Savior, El Presidente, former and current Donald Trump, he put into the COVID-19 relief bill that the Pentagon and all other government agencies have to release all information they know about UFOs. And with the release of these government documents coming up, if they, the straw men out there, are found to have suppressed credible evidence about UFOs actually existing, my question to you, Adam, asking for an abducted friend, can the people who claim to have been abducted sue for any kind of defamation of their character, considering that the government would have held out on information that would have led to their stories being more believable.
Okay, so are you asking, can they sue the government, or can they sue somebody who published something about them saying they were abducted?
Okay, I guess I'm kind of looking for all of it. I don't know how to ask it in a more legally specific way. I just know that if I was abducted by aliens and I said, someone's got to say something, I'm not crazy. And then Uncle Sam's back there twiddling his thumbs like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then we find out that they did. Is there any liability on the government's part, Wes?
And well, no, I was going to say, when Adam said who, in the famous words of Saul Rosenberg, sue you, sue everyone. I don't know. Sue them all. I don't care.
That's pretty much how it works. Yeah. But to answer your question, well, you couldn't sue the government because the government didn't defame you. They didn't, they just kept their mouth shut. And the government has immunity in all sorts of situations, including, I'm sure, whatever reason they're going to come up with for having kept this information under wraps. So I guess the only other situation is because you sue somebody who published something that you claimed to have been abducted. I guess that depends on the situation. Like, are you saying that somebody claimed to have been abducted a while ago and is suing like a newspaper for it, or what? You just want to see who you can get some money from.
Okay. All right. I'll make it a little more specific. Let's say that you claim to have been abducted by aliens, and you believe this to your core, and you're fired from your job for being a crazy person. And now, very soon, let's say the government says, yes, there are some sort of craft. We're not aware of their origins. It's not from this planet. We know that, but we don't know if it's extraterrestrial or if it's ancient life of some kind that's been hiding out somewhere in the depths of the ocean. Either way, we don't know nothing, but we know that it's there. Could you then go back and sue a former employer for wrongful termination?
Well, no, because they're just basing off of what they have at the time. But let's say, for instance, that the government does come out, and then they say, yeah, they're UFOs. We got little green men or whatever. And you claim, then you start talking at work all the time, let's say, about, how you've been abducted and everything like that. If previously you might have gotten fired for being a nut. Oh my God. Murr down in accounting, he's always talking about how the aliens took him and, the little green men and all that stuff. And you would just say he's wacko, and maybe you could fire somebody from that back in the day. But now, if the government's saying that these things exist, then hey, I'm not crazy, man. I'm just talking about the aliens. Everybody knows they're out there. The government says they're out there. So it's just a matter of whether or not you're crazy. You look like a crazy person for saying that they're aliens.
What's the statute of limitations on that?
Ooh, I did not take alien law in law school. That class was at like 8 a.m. I was just not doing it. So, yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, wouldn't this all fall under maritime law, since it potentially has to do with outer space, which apparently is regulated by the laws of the seas?
Again, not a maritime lawyer, but that's interesting. Actually, I did not know that space law is regulated by maritime,
which is why they always anally probe when they get out of the atmosphere. That way, the laws are kind of ambiguous or non-existent.
Yeah, it's like international waters, man. Anything goes. Get up into space. It's like international waters times 10.
While Jebediah's getting his rear end examined, the aliens are rolling dice behind him. Like, come on, click it, clack. You like that, Mur?
Yes. Alan, I feel like you don't have any questions about this potential release.
I mean, not legally, so no. But I was just going to comment that you say maritime law, but it's just a matter of time till Elon Musk gets Timothy Oliphant up there, and then fucking space is run by that guy. So.
Okay.
Keep that in mind.
Hold on. I want to side with Murr on this one, Alan, because you guys have been grinding my gears and riding my ass non-sexually in an alien way for the last year about aliens are real. So therefore,
can you
alien.
say that we've been probing your ass? Because I think that just sounds better.
You guys have been probing my ass in a non-sexual alien abduction way for the last year that aliens are real. So therefore, I think you guys somewhat believe alien abductions. So you don't want to side with Joe Bloggs out in Nebraska, who was abducted and his life's in shambles now, and could potentially win millions.
I mean, like Howard said, I think you can't sue the government. What are you going to sue them for? What is? All right, that's my question. What could you possibly fucking sue them for, if anything? Nothing, right?
It's just for being a liar.
No. Okay. Yeah. No. I think we're good.
Well, no. You know what? That does bring up a good point, because, okay, if the government's been lying about something, what recourse does the American public have?
Zero. Vote new people in. Zero. That's it.
But I mean, most of the people that would keep these secrets, they're not voted in. They're a part of the military industrial complex, and they're risen through the ranks. They're hired for a job, and then they perform these jobs. They get pushed up through the system, and they're given these classified secrets, and then they don't tell them, and then we're like, no, fucking tell them. Like, oh yeah, I was bullshitting you the whole time. My bad. He's just following orders. Cha-ching. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, does the American public ever have any kind of, like, what recourse do you have if a government keeps such a far-fetched secret? And I mean it exactly like that.
Adam, did you take hypothetical law?
Oh, fuck off!
Actually, that's pretty much that's all law school is. 3 years of hypothetical law. I'm not joking. Just... Then you get out and it's real law, and it's like, wow, this is not hypothetical law. They don't teach this. So, in any event, I mean, you know, all right. So you hear about anytime the CIA or whatever has information, they always have to brief not all of Congress, but there's certain committees or whatever that get that information. And as the public, you have freedom of information requests, which have gone a long way. And although those things get redacted and denied and whatever for various reasons, sometimes you kind of get little bits of information that leads to bigger stories through that. But mostly, you know, if the government wants to keep UFOs under wraps, they're going to do it. You know, there's now you can knock on the door of the White House. Like, I want to know about the aliens. You know, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, like if the alien, like, look, maybe if they brought you know, like a guy in to Area 51 and they let an alien have his way with this person, then maybe that person has a leg to stand on. To be like, hey, the government let an alien touch me. Mm-hmm. This is definitely illegal in some capacity. I don't know how, but it is. But other than that, besides that, it's just being like, it's validating crazy people for the last fucking 50, 75 years.
I'd like to point out that every interaction on Earth between aliens and humans in Alan's mind is sexual. So that's all I'm going to say.
Well, this is the last thing I'll say on this particular subject. The reason I feel like I keep pressing this one point is because there's that guy Bob Lazar who apparently worked at Area 51 for several years, and they defamed him. They erased his like social security number, erased a lot of his school records and such. And this guy's like lived in hell for the last 30 years. And if they then come out and say that, yeah, we're aware of all this shit, like, does this guy have any recourse, considering that they kind of like tarnished his character and, you know, stole his ability to be employed by, you know, in his field of expertise as a propulsion expert, as a physicist, as an engineer? Like, nobody's going to touch this guy for the last 30 years. And yet, if these documents come out to like prove that he's been telling the truth all this time, I just feel like his character's been defamed, and you're kind of telling me that there's no one to get back at, so to speak.
Well, now that's a different story. Yeah, if the government is like actively saying that this guy is a liar, this guy is, don't believe this guy for this reason, don't believe this guy for this reason, and the government was lying about those things, then yes, there is recourse in that situation. I don't know the whole story of this guy, but generally speaking, yes, there will be some recourse there.
All right, we got an hour.
Well,
Let's go.
Coward, you should check it out. There's a good documentary on Netflix. Don't
Was
pay
it?
attention to to Wes's fucking eye roll. This son of a bitch. So it's I can't remember the name of it. I think it's like Area 51 something or other.
Bob Lazar, Area 51.
Bob Lazar is the name you want.
So what
All right.
he jumped into the alien pit and tried to feed him flaming hot Cheetos and got abducted and then tried to lie about it and all this big thing came out.
No, nothing like that at all.
I don't know, it's pretty good retelling, in my opinion.
Well, I don't need to watch it then, I guess, right? I just heard the whole thing.
Oh, hey, I do actually have a asking for a friend. Your thoughts on your thoughts on these fans that are throwing shit on the NBA players, spitting on Trae Young in Madison Square Garden, dumping fucking things. Then the lip. What did I think Bradley Beal said I could throw in my hands. I mean, these people ought to. I mean, okay, are they going to do any jail time? And should they just get kicked out of these goddamn arenas for the rest of their lives?
I think that anybody who does that should not be able to come to another NBA game, MLB game, whatever sport they're watching, ever. Lifetime ban from any of those sporting events. I mean, that's just unacceptable.
Well, okay. What about the popcorn? Can we just talk about let's do this in degrees, because spitting is a different subject altogether. But the popcorn thing, who got that poured on him?
Westbrook.
Yeah.
Okay, is popcorn really a thing to be like that upset about, especially in an arena like that? I mean, players, and I know that when you go and you get courtside seats, you're kind of there at your own risk. If a 270-pound man's asshole hits you in the face while you're drinking a beer, it's not like you can sue him for dry cleaning or anything like that, because you've assumed that risk. Now, I know the players aren't necessarily signing up for the same thing, but is a popcorn spilling incident really like worth all of the things that you've just said, like kicked out of NBA games for the rest of their lives?
You make it sound as if they knocked over the popcorn leaving the game. They grabbed it and dumped it on him as he was going into the locker room.
Yeah, I know what happened.
Like, imagine you're playing, just to roll with me here, Murr. Imagine you're playing, high school soccer, big rivalry game, run over to the sideline, going to take a throw in, heated moment, opposing parent dump some fucking high C orange all over you. How you feeling? Are you feeling good about it? You feeling angry about it?
Okay, yes, because now I'm wet and sticky, and with popcorn, this like almost like negative weighted object just bounced off of my skin. Like, no fucking big deal.
Now I'm all buttery. I can smell it. You don't know.
I'm all buttery on my way back to get rubbed down with fucking like icy hot grease by some strong man in his grippy hands.
I'm sorry, I Adam, I don't mean to cut you off, but you're acting as if like someone dumping popcorn on you after taking a loss in the playoffs is just the same as like walking through a confetti shower after taking a loss. Like, no big deal. Fuck that. No, he's lucky Russell Westbrook didn't get in the stands and wrap his hands around his neck and pimp slack him with some baby powder. Pop, pop, pop. A few
I'm
times.
just saying, in this era, yeah, it makes sense. Like 20 years ago, somebody getting popcorn dumped on them, like they're not even going to react. They're just going to keep walking. It's fucking popcorn. You get spit on, that's a different scenario. You get a water bottle thrown at you, that's a different situation. I feel for the popcorn guy, because as an athlete, I feel like positive and negative, you want to affect the emotion of the people who have paid a lot of money to come see you play, to pay for your ginormous paycheck. Now, that doesn't necessarily excuse all things just because you're paying for a ticket, but it's to kind of paraphrase Allen Iverson, it's popcorn, man. We're talking about popcorn.
But where do you draw the line? You got a bag of popcorn, you have a beer, a soda, and a hot dog with a bunch of mustard and ketchup on it. And you're like, I got to dump one thing on this guy. Got to go with the popcorn because it's the least harmful.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. No. Okay. Anything with weight, hot dog, mustard, even the mustard's bad. I draw the line at liquids and wiener-shaped objects. Yes, that's where I draw the line.
All right, so a slice of pizza is okay.
No, because the sauce, it'll get on you. That's
Okay.
it's a substance. The popcorn is it's goddamned air. It's puffed air. That's all popcorn is. That's not a ban you for life fucking incident. I'm sorry. I don't know. I cannot believe I'm backed into a corner on this. But from a legal perspective, I will yield my argument.
Can you just get a quick list of what concession stand items are acceptable to throw on players besides popcorn?
Cotton candy.
Popcorn.
What about like a pretzel, like a soft pretzel?
Yeah.
No, it has weight
What?
to it.
Jeez,
No,
that's probably the
Yeah, I'll
next
tell you
best.
what.
That's the next best one.
Yeah,
Cotton candy.
cotton candy. I mean,
No, cotton candy. Cotton candy hits. No, cotton candy hits sweaty skin. That's instant sugar bath. No, nah.
what about if I purchased a stuffed basketball concession with like the team logo on it, and I was like, squeak, and it hit him.
Yeah, like a Nerf ball. Something like a double dare.
Ooh, I still, that to me, that's a gray area because that's a basketball player. They should obviously catch the basketball and fucking throw it right back in your face. However, it is a projectile, and I will draw the line at something. Popcorn's funny. One, it's comical to like be like so angry and throw something of no value at someone. Like, I'm gonna get you, you son of a bitch. Like that's funny. That's hilarity. Go ahead. What you got? More objects. I feel
What about like a funnel cake?
No, because there's powdered sugar on there. That gets in your eyes, your nose, your throat. You can't even eat funnel cake without choking.
Dare I say that powdered sugar is lighter than popcorn, and your argument is just based on weight at this
Oh
point.
wait,
So
I got a good one. Cracker Jacks. What about Cracker Jacks?
No, because they got peanuts in them, and there's a hard candy shell on the popcorn.
Basically a hard popcorn. Dude, you're ridiculous. You're ridiculous.
It's a hard popcorn, and it's a sugary substance. No, it's a substance. Popcorn's popcorn. I stand by my argument.
I would rather have caramelly popcorn hit me than buttery popcorn.
Only because you'd eat it.
I'd eat both popcorns. That's not the point. I think
Free popcorn.
buttery makes me all glistening and shit.
Okay,
What
hold
if
on.
it gets on my hand? What if I got to dig in my jersey and it gets
So
on my
you
hands
guys-
and then a ball slips through my hands? We're affecting the fucking
He's
outcome
going
of the game here.
He's injured. He's going to the locker room. He ain't playing. Now, Wes, are you against anything being thrown at players?
Anything. You're gonna be
Okay.
You buy.
What
a
if
ticket,
I threw?
Go ahead.
What if I threw a fistful of $100 bills? You gonna go crying then? Huh? You gonna pussyfoot your way back to the locker room and kick me out of the arena after I just doused you with paper, bitch? That's what I thought.
You just
No, I'd probably wait. Am I the athlete in this scenario? Because I'd be like, I'd laugh at you. Why'd regular person waste that money? That they're not getting that back.
fake ass Ted DiBiase rolling up in here.
Right?
Yeah. I was gonna actually. I had a good one. Christ. Oh, room temp French fries.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, there's still a coating of grease on there. French fry gets in your eye, man. Come on.
What about nachos? Just nacho without the cheese is gone. Like
No.
yeah.
They could cut you on the way down, man. You get a sharp nacho, that'll fuck you up. Popcorn.
What about round nachos? You know,
Yeah, they shouldn't be sold anyway. Round nachos are for pussies. Anyway, all right, fine. Legal ramifications for these people, and I would like to hear some of them in based on what has been thrown at them. We'll go with the popcorn, the spitting, and the water bottle. Are there degrees of severity, or are they all the same?
they're pretty much all the same. I mean, it really depends on, what state or city the people are in, if they have priors, things like that. I mean, if you were to cross the line into something like maybe a full beer can or just something, the water bottle, I guess maybe is a little bit more, but I don't think it's really going to make a difference in sentencing. It's more about the intent here.
I think I have one. Murr. You might like this. Well done steak.
What kind of steak? What cut? little fillet or like a big T-bone? That's,
Well, according to you, it's the same consistency as a hockey puck, so that would be like fucking lethal, like with the intent to kill.
He blew my spot up. Hey, Adam, before we close out this asking for a friend segment, if you recall way back when we did our best good bad movies, you rated 24% Rotten Tomatoes Super Mario Brothers as a hidden gem. Do you recall this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do.
And did you hear news that came out one day ago that Super Mario Brothers extended cut will add 20 minutes of deleted scenes not seen before by anybody? Were you aware of this, and your thoughts?
I don't like the extended cuts when you have a perfect movie like Super Mario Brothers, to just ruin it with trying to throw an extra 20 minutes in there. That movie should not be changed. It's like Citizen Kane, it's like, oh, we found some deleted scenes, some bloopers, and throw them in.
What if I told you all 20 extra minutes are Dennis Hopper licking things with his lizard tongue?
Oh, jeez. Isn't that, I'm sure he's probably done a movie where he does that anyway.
All right, don't change it. Super Mario Brothers, best good bad movies, folks. Check it out. Back when we were the 410s podcast. But Adam, hey man, appreciate it. And anyone out there, if they want to, our listeners or anyone wants to extend a question to you, do you have a wheelhouse, or pretty much if they give you enough enough lead time, you'll be able to answer their legal ramifications or their worries? Hypothetical, alien probing.
Nothing like I'm in jail right now. I need some advice on this. Just keep it funny, keep it light. Try not to make it personal and anything that would actually affect your life in any real way. If I were to answer incorrectly, that's what I'll say. I'll leave it to that wheelhouse.
Got it. All right, brother. Solid. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Like a warm, creamy chutney. Get ready for another spoonful of the middle Classholes.
Welcome back to the Middle Classholes. Folks, it is time for one of our... It's time for something. Daggone it.
Secrets.
Can you guys see that?
This is the new intro. It's just like
Epstein's alive. Pizzagate. The earth is flat. Hollow. Space is fake. You're part of the cabal. Man.
The Q Report.
Yeah, I can't take it so seriously.
Well, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah. It's just I think when we always get to space is fake, that's usually when I lose it. I can't hold it anymore.
That's right.
But, yes.
The Q Report, we got QCon, President Trump, Kevin Conley, I don't know who else, some other moke from around the corner.
People. Yeah, so I think the article that stemmed this was Trump's back, baby, or Trump's telling people he's going to be back by August. So just we told you, motherfuckers. This is basically all I got to say. Mer's with me. I'm basically MAGA now. So just so you know, if he comes back, I'm going all in. I'm buying a red hat. I'm doing it. I'm selling everything. We're buying a boat. We're putting a Trump flag on the boat. Harassing other people.
Hypothetically, if Trump comes back, shouldn't more people be MAGA? Because if he comes back, again, hypothetically, if he's correct and all the dominoes fall into the proper spots for him to reclaim the presidency, doesn't that basically mean that almost everything he's said about the conspiracy would have to be true?
It depends on how. I guess it depends on how it happens. So, all right, if there is some kind of legitimate fucking multi-state fucking reversal of election results. And I want to caveat this, like, not pre-election. We're like, fuck yeah, QAnon. It's got to be like by actual people with like all their mental faculties. And if that happens, then fuck it. Cool. We're fascists now. We're a dictatorship. It's his world. It's his country. I'm just here. Tell me what to do, sir. Fucking if it's illegitimate though, if it's going the way that it's going currently, no, I don't agree.
Okay. Well, what claims is he making, and why might he be the president and all this?
So he's not making any specific claims, but he is starting to like really push. So he's really pushing on Arizona, which, as we know, is just a big old shit show. I don't think anybody's taking that audit seriously. I mean, if you are, please let me know. But so he's really pushing that. Apparently but again, the credibility of the one going on in Arizona is like slim to none. So that's his whole thing. He's just telling a lot of people. He's being very vocal, from what I understand. And so not just, it was New York Times reporters, now Washington Post reporters have been told by multiple people, because he's always had people just ratting behind his back, being like, my man's fucking nuts. And just doing it anonymously. Those same people in his inner circle are being like, yeah, my man's getting real frantic about these audits. He's really behind them, and he really wants to push that he's going to be back soon. So no specific details yet, but like we said, QCon was, I think, last weekend in Dallas, I believe it was. And like, this is why I think it's like, it's all another genius Trump grift with like all of his grift cronies, because like they had a motherfucking convention, Sidney Powell, fucking Michael Flynn, the fucking all-star list. You know, only reason Giuliani's not there is the motherfucker's like under a microscope right now. You know, so the fucking all-stars were there just spouting off crazy stuff. You know, you got people in the parking lot fucking talking about Myanmar and that military coup, and being like, yeah, I mean, that could happen here. It should happen here. Which is, let me restate that. A military coup should happen in the United States of America. And so you had Sidney Powell up there. She was wearing a fucking leather motorcycle vest, because apparently she's a badass. She said, yeah, fucking Trump's going to be back. Fucking Michael Flynn's out here. Guy asked the question. Hold on, let me find this quote, because it's fucking kind of disturbing. Let's see. National Security Secretary Michael Flynn was asked, why couldn't a Myanmar, because the person who asked the question doesn't know that Myanmar is how you say the country's name. So, why couldn't a Myanmar-style coup happen here? And Michael Flynn, remember, he was our Secretary of Defense at one point, very, very esteemed general in the U.S. Army, said it should happen here. It could. And then he kind of backtracked and said, no, I kind of said that wrong. Like, it never should. There's never a reason it should happen here is really what I'm saying. So, yeah, guys, he's coming back is all I'm saying. We're probably just gearing up for war. I mean, not really war, just kind of mass executions of people who don't like Trump.
I have a weird hunch that there was also a poll taken at this very same QCon thing going on about dinosaurs and their extinction. I could be wrong though, but just dabbling my toe in the water a little bit. God, man, why are they so desperate? Why don't they just move on? Fuck, your boy's gone. He ain't coming back. There's no 2024. There's no fucking coup. There's no him getting into Congress. I've heard all types. I've heard he's going to become
the Congress thing was crazy.
He's going to win a House seat and then become the speaker, and then they're going to fucking Chuck Biden out and blah blah blah. Oh man, y'all are wasting your time. Invest your interest into somebody else.
Yeah, or even better, like. I look. This is me. I'll put my hat on. I'll put my campaign manager hat on for fucking Republican campaigns. Here's what you do. You let fucking Trump come song and dance at every fucking rally you can possibly think of for candidates who are running for actual seats. And let's stop pretending that this guy's going to fucking magically just take over the fucking United States in August. Like, I would get more behind you if you were like, yeah, let's just use him as a fucking meat puppet and pump up the fucking ratings, and we're good to go. That's what he's good for. He's good for a fucking rousing a base. You know what I mean? Or let's use him for that.
Or, but hey, if you solemnly believe that, all right, 2024 is our best shot. He's gonna run again under the Republican hat, the GOP hat, and then he's gonna take another shot at it to get back into the White House. Like, okay, not what I would do, but fine. Now everything is just fucking. We're gonna ransack them. We're gonna come in through the back door. We're gonna blast in. August, here we come. We're gonna go in anal probe style, like our alien brethren.
Yeah, it's you're right. Like that's what I do. It's become, and it is. I mean, look, we're trying to rationalize lunacy. So let's push pause for a second and just let's say that out loud. But yeah, it's become like my man. I will give him credit, and I have given him this credit before. He played the playbook correct. Now, is the playbook the fascist dictator playbook? Maybe. But he played it fucking perfectly, and he has got loyal to a fucking detriment supporters. And so that makes him a lasting fucking figure in American politics until, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 more years.
Yeah,
I'd say he's got on him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Before he becomes at least like useless in a physical capacity. So yeah, I mean, look, man, it's fucking wild, but he's still got a stranglehold on a good portion of this country, and that could dictate American politics for the next 8 years, 10 years, 12 years.
I mean, he's writing the megalomaniac narcissist playbook, and he's defining what that is. I mean, because he just doesn't want to have lost. Yeah. He wants it to have been stolen. I don't think he really wants to come back.
No,
I just think he doesn't want to have lost. I think he wants him to admit, like, yeah, there was some weird stuff going on. Oh, so I didn't lose. I didn't lose. I don't even want it anymore. It's best for America that I'm not the president. And, you know, and then he stays in the limelight. You've got your next election cycle coming up, and like people are going to start running for Congress very soon. Those campaigns are going to start very soon.
Yeah, they already are.
Yeah.
And so then you start to sway those votes in some capacity, and he stays relevant. He just wants to stay relevant until the Biden presidency is quote unquote over in the next, 3 years or so. And he just wants to be invited to the party. Okay. And in all honesty, if every news station in this country said no more Trump coverage, this would probably not completely go away, but it would diminish from like 70% coverage to like 10%, and then only Facebook news. And that would be it. And then, not saying he'd be completely wiped out of our lives, but we wouldn't have to talk about him. Like, we talk about him like he's the fucking Mayan prophecy. The world ends on November 24th,
right?
2022
just
now.
Keep fucking moving the fucking ice cream social for Armageddon back. Like, just fucking boop. Oh, nope, it's not there yet. He's still thinking about it. Except, he's really just grifting everyone, all of his supporters. Like, I signed up for Trump emails back in the day. And, buddy, my man asked for money like every half hour on the hour. He tried to send me. He tried to send me like a platinum Trump Club members club card that gave me absolutely nothing. Actually, no, that's a lie. I think it gave me like 20% off in the Trump shop. So had that going for me. But yeah, like this dude, human American people bought tickets to a fucking convention to hear Sidney Powell in a motorcycle cut fucking talk about how there was fucking abject fraud, and had one of the highest ranking military officials this country's ever seen say, we could probably have a Myanmar style coup here. That'd probably be fine.
So what's the next date? The next milestone is what? August what?
So just August. No date. I know there is no physical date. So just in August.
So explain this to me like I'm 10 and I want to know 2 months from now that there might be some uprising explain it to me like I'm a 10-year-old, so like, well, this probably won't happen actually.
That's little Wessie. Do you remember the last president? You're gonna be like, yeah.
Hey, yeah, kind of.
In August, that guy's just supposed to be God. Do you know who God is? Have we talked to you about God? You know who God is. So, yeah, he's supposed to be God in August. It's probably not going to happen because that sounds crazy, right? Even to a 10-year-old. But yeah, just keep that on your radar. August, God comes. America's better for it.
The God that you told me is white is not going to be Donald Trump? Oh, okay.
That's if you didn't know that God is his image. We've been painting God all wrong. It's just Donald Trump.
All right. Mm.
Yeah. And then since your 10-year-old mind is like, got it.
Bingo.
Got it locked down. God's coming. He's not going to come, but he might come.
So August is going to come and go. What's going to happen on Labor Day?
Who knows, man? It's fucking. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. We'll just wait until see. We'll see where they all congregate again. We'll see what his next blog post is. Actually, they took that down, I think, because they were like, "Yeah, we got to stop letting you fucking talk to the public." I don't know, man. I don't know where this goes. Like, it's been sad, but it continues to get sadder as we push along.
And what was the thing that I sent you? Christ, I don't want to open up Facebook. What was the last thing that I sent you? Trump's getting worse.
Yeah, so that's what I was reading more about, and what I kind of alluded to was that, like, originally there was one reporter from, like I said, the New York Times that was like, yeah, a lot of my sources are telling me my man's kind of losing it. And then, like, multiple other fucking publications reporters were like, yeah. So those people are telling us the same fucking thing. And, like, I think the gist of it is that, like, I think he sees maybe the writing on the wall that even, like, the audits that he was expecting to go his way aren't going to go his way again. Because, newsflash, guys, he lost. So I think he's back into like right around like coup time or right around insurrection time where he was just fucking manic. You know what I mean? Right. I think he's back in that kind of frame of mind, it sounds like, but we don't get 24/7 coverage anymore, so we don't know.
Now, in all seriousness, they need to let him back on the socials because he's starting to like. He's like an A-bomb, like right before it explodes, where it like compresses upon itself. And that's what's happening. He has no way of venting. Like if he was just talking shit on Biden and like little pot shots here and there on Twitter, just like, look at this moron, he wouldn't be so concentrating on being the president again if he could just talk shit on the current president. And because they're denying him that ability to like vent in the most childish, Trumpy way possible, that he's like, fuck this. I'm gonna nuke it all. I'm going full steam, and he's ramping up the crazy, where they could just kind of let him like fractional crazy, just little pew pew pew, little pot shots here and there. Right. I think Trump would be still Trump, but he'd be okay, and he wouldn't be dangerous. Now he's actually collecting a group of militia members and charging them admission to hear more crazy talk, and then ramping up their own internal crazy. Because he doesn't have a way of blowing off steam. It's just so he's taking it to the next level.
It's wild to me that like, okay, so someone like myself, I've never been to a rally for a political figure that I truly, absolutely, like 100% get behind and believe in, that's running for president or running even for, I hate to say, the Senate, Congress, House, mayor, or anything for that matter. I can't imagine getting behind someone who has no shot at it. Like, hell yeah, I'm getting back in there. He's going to get back in that fucker. I'm going down.
I'd be like Murr said. I think I'd be perfectly fine with being like, all right, Trump 2024. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it 4 more years from now. We're gonna fucking do it. These motherfuckers are legitimately like, hey, remember that thing that we checked out like remember that vote count that we checked out 4 times for prom king? Yeah, we're going to try to flip that one because that doesn't make sense to us. That's just dumb. And there are other states that are being like, you know what we should do? Next time this happens, we should make laws that say, we don't really like that. Let's get that the fuck out of here. Like, that's what's happening. And my man's influence has started a cascade effect of just silliness around the country. And he keeps on going. But to your original question, Wes, the article that you sent me was where I was seeing that, like, not just Times reporters, but Washington Post reporters, CNN reporters are getting, like, the one CNN reporter said that a former Trump aide told her that the president is only listening to the bottom of the crazies in the barrel. Like, my man, like Mersa, I think he is freaking the fuck out. And he also, I think, is seeing, like I said, the writing on the wall of audits in Arizona not going his way again. Sorry, they didn't find bamboo paper and shit like that. And so my man's fucking losing it.
Well, essentially, I guess the analogy in my head is Trump is now Elvis in the bad years, and he's got like 50 of the colonels around him. Like, yeah, man, listen, I think we're gonna get these votes down here in Arizona, so I need you to hold another rally. He's like, okay, and then what? And then you're gonna tell him that you're gonna take over in August. Okay, we'll take it over in August. Got it. And I think that's exactly what's happening. And God, man, the problem is all the news sources that you just cited have already admitted that, like, yeah, like in some way, shape, or form, whether it was like that James O'Keefe guy catching video of these people, they've all admitted that they put their thumb on the scale to make sure Trump didn't get reelected. And then they're the ones now saying that Trump's the crazy guy. And so I can see how people that are in his camp aren't believing anything and are willing to go to the gates of hell with the guy. And by the way, just based on like my mom, in a way, he is creating a leftist version of QAnon by continuing to do this, because they are now so crazy against him that like I can't even have a conversation with my mom about like the Wuhan thing, right? Like the Wuhan lab, you know, like the possible lab leak, how they were like they weren't even willing to entertain the fact that it could have been released because Trump released from the lab because Trump said it. And now it's, well, yeah, now that's probably the likely story. So I'm talking to my mom about, like, you know, like 3 months ago you said that wasn't possible. It's like, well, I listen to science now, okay? Like, oh. Okay.
Ooh,
so you weren't worried about the scientific method when Trump said it, but now that he's not here saying it, now it's science again.
Let me ask you a question about dinosaurs while we're at it. No, sorry.
Dude, I tell random people from time to time, my man poisoned the watering hole. Like, he did just enough to fucking make this entire country lose its fucking mind. And now the whole country's like, well, what do we do? Also, do we kind of suck? Are we not like America anymore? And people were like, yeah, no, we're not. We suck, kind of. Yeah. Are we figuring this out? Let's all figure this out together. You know, we're still America. We could fix it. But we are in a place right now, and it's because fucking the host of The Apprentice took the reins.
I want to say this.
4 years.
I want to say this. My two co-hosts who are married, and myself, who's been in a relationship for 4 years now. Okay, can you imagine? Because you bounce ideas off your significant other. You talk about what you want to do, where you want to go, things that have happened at work, things that have happened in your life, things that are frustrating you. You want your significant other, and likewise, your significant other does that to you. You're kind of that emotional cushion to see some sort of rational reflection in the mirror. Can you imagine being fucking married to this guy? Can you imagine that?
Oh, she's gone. She's looking for the sweet confines of Russia.
She doesn't sleep in the same wing as that motherfucker. Like, he's over in the crazy bin, fucking blowing lines and eating fucking cheeseburgers. like it's going out of style. Like, my man, that's what I assume happens over there.
And if he can blow lines and eat cheeseburgers, God bless him. Jesus
right?
Christ.
He probably can. Look, fucking. But I think we also forget, and a lot of people forget, and I don't think enough people fucking like. If you're going to be on the opposite side of Trump, like if you're anti-Trump, not enough people target Jason Miller, who is basically his Dick Cheney, except he wasn't his vice president. That guy's really, I think, the puppet master behind a lot of the crazy that goes on with Trump. And he has been for a while. It was a little bit of Steve Bannon, but then Steve Bannon kind of got on his bad side, and you know how that goes. Fucking, that guy has been kind of the one constant during the whole kind of Trump saga.
And is he still with him now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, he's the guy that makes his press releases and shit.
At first, I was entertained by the Q report, and now I feel like I need medication. It's depressing as fuck.
It starts off lighthearted at first because we're like, listen to this crazy stuff. And then we start dissecting the crazy stuff and we're like, oh, God.
We're not so great.
It's like we're talking about stuff like I assume the things that we're like, oh, man, what's happening in the country? Like, this could have been a podcast in like 93 Bosnia or like we're just like, God, what's happening? Like, why did this happen? And are we this bad? Oh God. Yeah, we are, guys.
I can't figure out why Summer Olympic gymnastics from Central Europe were competing for 3 different countries in 3 different Olympics. I have no idea.
You'll get it.
Yugoslavia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, and the People's Republic of Europe.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's lighthearted at first because you're like, oh, this is so funny. Me and Marstall Coos, you crazies. And then we're like, oh no, like they're serious. And then like, you know, a guy who used to tell troops to do stuff was like, yep, could definitely happen. Should happen, probably. I mean, not really, though, but like kind of, maybe.
Yeah, good luck with that. Well, that, folks, is the Q report, and that leads us into something a little more lighthearted. It's called Fun Fact Friday. What you got, Mark?
That's right, Wesley. It's officially time for 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday, being brought to you by the immensely fake website, the Shin Splints Recovery Group. You can find them on Facebook if you're looking for the medical version of the Q report. You can find the Shin Splints Recovery Group on Facebook to discuss the pussifications of your little teeny tiny weak legs. And by the way, why are we the sponsor of the Shin Splints Recovery Group? Because technically we have more followers than them. So shouldn't they be like promoting us in some capacity?
Ew, I mean, I guess I could inquiry to the owner.
Yeah, they should be posting all of our shit, and they should probably be paying us to talk about them.
Yeah.
So I'd send an invoice to your buddy.
Yeah, but then the jig would be up immediately when they hear the intro. Let's get to it. Your Fun Fact Friday. Did you know that the Shin Splints Recovery Group is bullshit? All right, let's get to it. Did you know eye boogers form when you sleep because you aren't blinking? They're made of mucus, skin cells, oils, and dust called gound, which wipes away when you blink. Overactive glands and blocked tear ducts can cause excess gound, which is why some people wake up fine and others can barely pry their eyes apart.
Gee. I knew it had something to do with mucus glands or what did you say? Mucus? Snot?
Oh, there's more. There's plenty. There's mucus,
Yeah.
skin cells,
Gout.
oils, and dust.
You said goud, right? I heard goud.
Yeah. Gound. Gound.
Gound. Don't know what that is, but sounds.
I just told you it is mucus, skin cells, oil, and dust.
I thought it was.
We're at that part of the show where Wes doesn't understand things.
I thought it was one specific bullet point of all those things you listed out. I didn't know gound was a collective thing of skin cells, dust, monkey balls, and whatever else you said.
Mucus.
But it makes sense. I mean, it's kind of connected to the same region. I didn't know it only happens when you're asleep, because for some reason or other, every now and then midday I'll pull one out. So I guess it just happened to be there from the moment I woke up and just didn't get it out of there.
Yeah, I think you missed it.
Yeah. Well, because it happens because you're not blinking. But then again, if you're like if your brain's dulled out from the boring nature of your job and you're just staring at a screen not blinking, then yeah, you might get some gound buildup.
Right. Well, maybe I just sleepwalk a lot and I blink throughout my sleep, and then that doesn't happen. It's out of there. You know?
I one time did wake up where I don't know if I was sick or what, but like my eyelashes were glued together.
It's gross.
No, it was terrible. Like I had to literally walk. Thankfully, I know my house well enough. Like walk down the hallway, eyes completely shut, and get hot water to like loosen up the gown, and just to be able to like pry them open. And I lost several eyelashes that day, by the way.
I used to I used to be able to do a trick where I could hold my nose and push real hard and blow bubbles out the corner of my eyes.
Yeah, that's wildly dangerous, I'm sure. And
that's probably not okay.
Yeah, in many ways. By the way, if you watch that film that I told you to watch on Amazon about the freaks and geeks in front of cameras, there's some guy who blows up a balloon with his ear, and he looks like the kind of guy who could blow up a balloon with his ear.
Ugh. Gound, everybody. Gound. Now you know. Science is fun.
And did you know that if chickens don't have enough calcium in their diet to make eggs, they dissolve their own bones to get nutrients that they need?
I did know that.
Did you?
I watch a lot of Discovery and Nat Geo. So, yeah, no, I know random facts like that.
So they dissolve their own bones to create the eggs.
Is calcium needed for the eggshell.
Right. Is there like an order of operations? Are there bones that are ones that go first on the list?
That I don't know. Maybe it's just an overall bone density, but it makes me wonder if that's why you get like when you get like chicken wings, and then you got that one wing that's always fucking like broken and the fucking the marrow's all dripping out and it's like black blood inside. And it's like, ugh, what the fuck? It's just some pussy ass chicken had a bad diet.
Probably.
What are you supposed to feed these things? Milk?
You have become Larry King. So what do you feed them? Milk?
I'm trying to get to the bottom of this fucking calcium deficiency of the.
Now, if they don't have enough calcium, can they dissolve just one wing? How about a rib cage?
What goes first on the chicken, huh?
These are good. I hope you maintain this level.
This is like the Grand Theft Poultry of the chicken world that I'm trying to get to the bottom of. All right.
Jesus.
Is that why they can't fly? Did they give that up to lay the eggs? What say you?
What say you? I think that's the way to end it.
Wait a minute. I think someone would like to smell my chair. It's calcium there.
Oh, God. Did you know teenagers are scientifically less empathetic than adults? Due to dramatic development in their brains, teenagers are less likely to use the neural area that is associated with guilt and empathy when they make decisions.
Yeah. Teenagers are like tiny little sociopaths.
But like it's science.
And then
I thought it was
just brain chemistry.
Yeah, I just thought you were just kind of like you were spreading your chicken wings there, just trying to like feel things out, see how far you can go with things. But no, it's because you are chemically imbalanced.
It's because you didn't have enough calcium in your chicken wings to spread them enough. So
that's exactly right. Your bones are weakening, taking all the nutrients.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I just assume that the fact that you were starting to become more of an emotional being and you didn't know how to deal with it, so just being upset and pissed off was kind of the default, de facto way to act. But I don't know. I mean, like not feeling empathy or sympathy.
Well, that's kind of part of it, but it's definitely like brain development stage. Like I remember learning in child development that like you get to a point where like certain portions of the brain are still developing and they're like going through major developments at that time because of hormone spikes and such that like that's why teenagers are super impulsive, like not great decision makers. You know what I mean? That's all kind of falls in line with, and then they're, as I'm sure you all have at one point in time, like fucking family car broke down, but I got to go to the fucking movies. So figure it out. You know what I mean? Like you're very selfish. You're very, it's but, that kind of thing.
But lack of empathy, like to me, okay. Yeah. Your example I get, but okay. I remember one time, let's just say, someone that wasn't me and another friend were driving home from the Hartford Mall, and we just happened to have Frosties, and there was some guy jogging on the side of the road, and we just happened to toss the Frosty at him, and it exploded on his chest. I knew that guy was having a bad day, and I felt bad for him. However, the act of hucking the Frosty at him going 50 miles an hour, the comedy of it just outweighed how he felt about it.
Dude, I'm 38 and that shit's still funny.
Hearing him go, hey! We almost wrecked the car. Because we knew how fucked up it. This is the thing. We knew how fucked up it was what we just did.
Yeah.
But that level of assholishness is also what brought the laughter and tears to our eyes.
And I think it's not so cut and dry. Like, it's not like you don't, like teenagers just are zero empathy. You have it, you felt it, but you also ignored the fuck out of it. You were like, huh, man, this is probably 1, illegal, 2, just fucking rude. Okie dokie, boom. Like, that's my point. Is like, yeah, you got it. It's still there. The empathy button works, but you've got a lot of other buttons that are like, fuck that, get that out of here. Fucking, let's throw some milkshake at a guy's chest while he's running.
Like, Murr, I mean, where do you think the empathy meter lands on pissing in the sump pump at the Fox household?
Oh, I did it a lot less than you guys. I knew how to open the back door, so I would go up and out and piss in the bushes.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, at some point, I think your brain goes, well, I ain't getting in trouble for it. So, I mean, it's hard to have empathy for you and your brother when you were the ones, like, regulating this, and you're okay with it.
I've been peeing here all summer. Keep it coming.
Yeah, you guys were the worst. Especially you.
What the fuck? What are you talking about?
So I didn't really have any sympathy if you got yelled at for it. It's like, you fucking did it.
Fake
you
news.
Basically had, like, you had 50 dicks pissing in the pump.
Fake news. Move on.
Yeah, but see, and that's teenage you evolved. Well, I know that this is untrue, but I like to think that evolved fucking mature you would be like, Wes, why would we do that? There's a perfectly good bush right outside. Let's just use that. And now, as a man, I know that that's untrue, because if you tell me I will piss somewhere and that I'm allowed to, I will piss there. I don't give a fuck. So
I hate to openly admit this, but no, I was an adult at the time.
Oh. Yeah, but how old of an adult?
Old enough.
Okay.
Did you know the first taste of America for many immigrants was Jell-O? Settlers who came to New York's Ellis Island in the 20th century were served bread, Jell-O, and bananas. Those who sent letters home often wrote about the flavor and texture of Jell-O that they were given when they arrived.
Nope, didn't know that.
Can't say that that's the worst greeting upon landing on Ellis Island or whatever other port you came to. Jell-O, I think, would be a good representation of fine Americana.
Yeah,
Right?
and then
You'd be like, they got this fucking crazy fruit flavored jiggly concoction. It's amazing. I don't even know what to fucking write to you about it, person in fucking Kazakhstan.
Wait, do you think they had jam? I mean, jam's old. Jam's pre US. I mean,
Yeah,
this is
herbs. Yeah.
Dinosaurs died 1,000 years ago. Jam goes back to the continents of Europe, right?
Jam goes back to Pangea. Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure jam was around the time of the Velociraptor. Yeah, that's where I was around. So like 1920, 1922.
I heard Triceratops used to hoard jam for the winter.
Gotcha.
So it's been around.
I guess my point is, like, you if they're going to compare it, they would say, "Hey, this is like a jam, but God, better." Whew. Good God, you don't have to put it on bread,
except you don't spread it.
Just put that spoon in that fucker. Yes, come to America. Call Ray Ray and Pookie Daddy.
It'd be like a less pretentious flan.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
But no, I did not know that that's what you said. Jam, bread, and what?
No, Jell-O. No, you're making up all the rest of these.
Jell-O,
bread, Jell-O, and bananas.
Bananas. I could. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's not a bad little welcome to America, brother.
As soon as I read that, I was like, that is a delightful, like, elementary school lunch.
Right.
That's something I would just pack for my kid.
Hey,
how much bread though? Did they just give you like a couple of pieces of bread?
I don't know, man. What do you think? How do you guys think I know about these facts? I just fucking read them off a piece of paper.
Is it like a roll? Like a dinner roll?
It was probably like a loaf, like the size of a fucking mailbox, and they just like grabbed a fistful off. Because apparently we didn't know how to slice that shit until Betty White was born.
Yeah.
That's magic.
It probably had to do with how many people there were. If you were by yourself, you got so much. If it was a family, you got X amount. But what I'm saying is, hey, you guys were jam packed across the Atlantic, coming across. Here you go. Here's a nice meal. We'll leave
when we cared about immigrants.
Yeah. Christ, is you still had Jell-O for people coming into the borders? Whew. This shit would be blowing up. The Canadians would be climbing the wall.
You know what's amazing is that Jell-O didn't take a hit even after the whole Cosby thing. That's how much we love Jell-O.
That's a good point.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I wouldn't blame Jell-O for Cosby.
Well,
you can't blame Jell-O for that.
I don't know. They gave him a lot of money for that hush, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but he wasn't like fucking sprinkling a roofie in a Jell-O cup and be like, "Here you go, young lady."
About that.
There's NASCAR drivers. There's NASCAR fans who don't buy products that the rivals that they don't like sponsor.
Yeah, but this is a rednecks. That makes sense.
They probably think aliens, dinosaurs died 100 years ago.
The same Venn diagram.
The same year Dale Jr. and Richard Petty were racing.
You tell me that. Yeah, Dale Jr., you tell me they ain't buying Budweiser? You can kiss my ass.
Yes.
And finally, did you know the Nazis may have lost the Battle of Normandy because their commander took the day off? Due to terrible weather, Erwin Rommel didn't expect the Allies to invade on June 6, 1944, so he went home to visit family. By the time he returned, the Allies had captured all 5 beaches. Many German survivors feel that if Rommel had been there, the results of the battle would have been very different, which is a terrible thing to admit considering the atrocities that your country was approving.
Right. But, I believe the panzer divisions that could have been sent in to help reinforce the lines on those beaches did not move because, like, nobody told the panzer divisions where to go except him.
That's just...
Weren't there like two or three other coincidences where Hitler went to bed early and then slept for 12 hours and didn't want to get woken up, and then apparently like a week leading up to that they were looking out, they were using binoculars or not periscopes, but telescopes to look across. What's the
English Channel?
English Channel, and they set up fake tanks and things across. There was a lot went right for the Allies, is what I'm saying.
Or
Not
we
just that.
planned really well.
Could be.
No, because I mean, conversely, later on, like things went terribly fucking wrong for us. In the same vein, I mean, we had similar mistakes, but not mistakes of that scale. Like that was the American fucking war machine entering World War II and like literally marching onto the fucking beaches of Europe, and the German hierarchy were fucking asleep in bed as we were like, haha, suckers, your fucking tanks are useless now because we're fucking on top of them.
Bottom line, that was brilliant planning because, Wes, you're right. We built like inflatable bases, and we built them on the short side.
Yep.
The short crossing. Yeah. We took the long crossing because they're like, no way they're fucking doing that shit. Yep. That's rough seas. That's an extra 1.5 miles of fucking open water. They ain't coming over here. And then Homeboy takes the day off. Okay, fine. Maybe Homeboy took the day off, gave us a little bit of an edge. But that piss and vinegar of the fucking Americans coming across to kick some ass, I think that helped save the day.
Don't say yourself short. I mean, there was also French and Canadian and Australian troops as well.
I was just gonna.
I said America, motherfucker, and that is your Fun Fact Friday.
Good point. Hey, before we go ahead, Alan.
Oh no, that was good.
Before we close out this middle class holes, I wanted to show you this. So apparently, a couple rolls into Burger King recently, and the wife or the woman of this couple points out that one of the employees is wearing something that she conceives as too skimpy or too revealing because her husband is staring at it. So I'm going to share this with you guys. You guys seeing this? You guys seeing that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So I had a lady complain today because my uniform was a distraction to her husband. So God forbid old hubby's walking around. Okay. And then we scroll down and...
Like, as long as she got the dump?
Yeah, man. Wow. Listen, I'm going to tell you, men and women should look at that. I don't give a fuck who you are, sexual, asexual, bisexual, heterosexual, homosexual. That deserves a looking from anybody. And sweetheart, I'm sorry. Listen, I don't care what you think. Your man looks at all asses. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. Every donk that rolls around, your man takes a step at it. Looks, says, okay, nice, appreciate that. There you go.
Yep. Sometimes I got to figure out a way to look at it without like making it seem obvious, but I'm going to look at it.
Right.
Here, I have a strategy. I have a strategy for all things in this department, and I know this seems counterintuitive, but it's that you don't look away. They look at you and you're looking. You don't look away. You just keep staring, but you stare like you're thinking about something with a dead eye. And then you just kind of like come to like, what? What were you saying? And then we're like, were you looking? No. What are you talking about? I was just, what? Because I'm just zoned out. I'm looking in a direction. You don't look away. That's how you get caught. Is what? No. You just continue with what you're doing. And then you slowly glance back over, and then like, what are you looking at? Are you looking at me? What am I? You put it on them.
I actually had one after we left the movie theater. We're watching A Quiet Place 2. We stopped at a Chick-fil-A, and I looked in, and the person who was serving us, oh boy, she was, God bless young lady with a derriere that was sweeter than wine, and I was looking. But looking into the cavernous hole of a
yeah, you were
of a drive-through line with like 15 other Chick-fil-A employees, and finally we get our food and something they were kept looking back, and I said I don't want to perceive that I'm staring at them because I want my food faster, so I'm trying to be like polite, and they finally delivered our food, and I said I wasn't looking in there because I was looking at something. I was just looking in there because I was admiring the the work machine that is Chick-fil-A. And Sarah's like, oh yeah, me too. God, that was amazing in there. Could you believe that? It's God, whew, got away with that one.
Well, she'll find out sometime after this episode.
Cut it in post.
Cut it in post.
That's right. All right, well, I'd like to thank our guest, Adam Calvert, coming on for asking for a friend, as well as our folks at the QCon. They're down there in Dallas, Texas, hooting, hollering, shooting guns like 70 Sam and lassoing God knows what with Big Dan Rodiger.
Oh, that fucking guy. Big shout out to Sydney Powell. Fucking, that's my girl.
That's right.
I'm just going to fake a crush on Sydney Powell. I think that's my thing now.
Ooh, you should.
Yeah,
Tell her.
I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start like tweeting her. Be like, what's up, girl? I seen you in that leather vest with your patches. With your fucking where we go one, we go all patch. I like it. I know where this one's trying to go. I think that's it. I'm going to just start sleazing on Sydney Powell and see how it plays out.
I think you should put on some Burger King Badonk-a-Donk pants.
I just ordered black Wranglers today, as a matter of fact. So good to go. Got him a size down too, just for get real up in there.
Before we head out, Alan, where can you find us?
Oh, you can find us on all your favorite social media sites, unless you're a Telegram user. We're not on there. But you can find us on Facebook at we're The Middle Classholes on there on the Facebook. We're also at MDL Classholes on Instagram and Twitter. Likewise, for your ear holes, you can catch us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts.
And Murr, where can you watch white people from the 19 teens and 20s kill themselves? One more time.
You can go on over to Amazon Prime, where it is officially titled, you really put me on the spot, Daredevil Stunts, Risking Their Lives and Credibility for the Cameras. Highly recommended.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, folks. Well, it's been a fun one. I appreciate your time. Enjoy yourselves. I love you. Give yourselves a round of applause for looking so beautiful. Looking so lovely out there. Good night.
You went from Bob Ross to Flava Flav.
It's actually sexual chocolate. Mr. Randy Watson.
Oh, okay.
Watson.